Welcome to Community Taking Action, ABCD's program highlighting people and organizations doing great things in and around the Boston community. Today we are joined by Jumani Kendrick, who's the program manager, who's going to talk to us about the Changing Tracks Initiative. Jumani, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
So the Changing Tracks Initiative, I really want to jump right into it. What is the Changing Tracks Initiative? We can go from the origin and bring it forward, and I think that will help people.
So from the origin, we're an ABCD program under the William J. Ostergaard High School, which is a recovery high school, one of the few in Massachusetts. And the origin really came from trying to get communities of color to focus on substance abuse around young people, right? And they really were being able to engage, retain, or actually do outreach to communities of color around substance abuse, especially youth, because it's kind of a taboo thing in the communities of color. So the Changing Tracks Initiative was evolved based on how do we get youth of color to focus on.
So when you say a taboo,
Yeah.
talking about it or engaging in it, or
They deny the fact that substance abuse and mental health is an actual issue in the communities of color.
Okay.
So with that being said, we created the Changing Tracks Initiative to really go inside the Boston Public Schools, juvenile justice court systems, and in the community to really promote the resources around substance abuse of young people and connect people to those resources. So the program was created to actually change their track from this kind of substance abuse lane to some more of a sobriety and focus on their sobriety, or even make them aware of the issue amongst young people. After the first year, we figured out there was some home issues, there was incarceration issues, expulsion, suspension, basic needs issues, connecting them to real mentorship and things of that nature. So I started doing that organically in the Change Tracks Initiative. And we can expand this and how to go about different funding opportunities, which Change Tracks evolved from just a substance abuse outreach program to now a full service program that connects youth to the educational resources, employment placement services, on-site job readiness and resume building, things of that nature, and career-focused mentorship. We know how valuable that is when you set up the right youth with the right mentor. And a bulk, it's really about diverting our youth from the criminal justice system, being expelled, suspended, and avoiding the school to prison pipeline.
so Changing Tracks is different on a parallel path to a student that's in Ostergaard. Would a student be in Ostergaard and in Changing Tracks at the same time?
Yes, it could happen. Just the difference would be is that we're more of the community part, and this is more of a school-based station part here, right? The students are primarily focused on their substance abuse. Our population is primarily focused around criminal justice system.
Really?
So they've gone through the criminal justice system, and let's say they may need to get back into school or transfer to a school. Ostergaard is an option because they may be dealing with marijuana issues, they may be dealing with expulsion issues. So Ostergaard is definitely an option, but they don't have to go through Ostergaard to become our program or vice versa.
Really? You mentioned marijuana. How prevalent is that relationship?
I mean, 90% of our population is dealing with it, The marijuana is a problem because they actually became reliant to this actual drug that they don't even believe is a drug. If they aren't able to do certain things and they are dependent on this just to eat, then we talk about basically what dependency is and being kind of under the influence and how that affects their day to day. And with that being a big issue from them going to school because they smell like marijuana, or they can't get to school because they're smoking or they're dealing with their habits, or even violating probation because that's against their probation terms. That's one of the big problems that they have on a day-to-day basis, which also helps them get rearrested in different situations because they're trying to feed the habit, but we have been able to combat it very well by reducing the behavior and certain things around using marijuana. And I mean, they've been taking heed to it. It could take 6 months to a year, but there is turnaround from it with the marijuana use.
Where does a Changing Tracks student come from?
For us, where a young person it usually comes from the criminal justice system or Boston Public Schools.
Okay.
And what happens
a PO or somebody on the turning,
probation officer, or there are people placed inside the school that is either a guidance counselor or someone that is a mentor that will direct them to us.
You say youth. What do you mean by youth? Are we talking middle schoolers?
14 to 24 is our eligible age.
That's a wide open range.
It is. The issues vary, but there's common issues amongst that because the developmental stages, because they haven't been equipped with the resources and actually knowledge that they need. So you may have a 14-year-old that is 21-year-old mindset, vice versa, or a 14 and 21 that both have like a 16-year-old mindset. And the needs are still the same most of the time. These youth usually want these resources and supports. So if we make them available, they come for them. There are different challenges they may have about getting there on time or missing days, but they want it. They just haven't had access to it. They haven't had people that cared for them and loved for them in a way where we see their actual value. So we treat them like that. And once they feel that, they come around. I think we get more, we got more referrals from actual youth than we actually did from community agencies. So after the 2-week probation, you have the 6 weeks curriculum that we focus on. Really embodies the job placement services, life skills, leadership, and there's a restorative justice piece, and then there's a mentorship series.
I imagine you have many partners in order to pull all of that off.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do none of this by yourself, like at all. You know, I think some of our main partners and contractually is the YOU Boston, which is the Youth Options Unlimited program that helps us with our job placement services and gets young people also work ready and places them into individual placements or internships as well. Outside of that, a big partner where we get our referrals is the Boston Juvenile Justice System. I mean, we couldn't really have relationships or do the job where we're able to decrease a sentence or dismiss a case or divert them from the court system if we didn't have a relationship with the Boston Juvenile Justice System, probation officers, and the judges. So we do that at several courts. In addition, we also provide a leadership component, which is through the Boston Cares program. They have a leadership curriculum, which there are Vista Corp, AmeriCorps, staff that they have on that actually go out to the community and train other young people around leadership, but also to create a capstone project, which is a volunteer type of component where the young person is creating some type of volunteer project to give back to the community somehow. That's their way of understanding that they have taken some things and now they're trying to give back, and it builds a different type of just spirit and morale around it.
So as we're running out of time, give me a greatest challenge and a greatest success.
Oh, greatest challenge. I mean, for me, there's been a distrust that's been built amongst service providers. So therefore, the young person doesn't get the quality of opportunities and connection that they need. So we get that from, there's a lack of sometimes accountability or just disservice from other organizations. So what we've been doing is partnering with certain organizations that have had bad experience with other service providers and rebuilding the relationship so that we can just become stronger when we're connecting a youth to a different organization outside of our own. I would say the biggest success for us is diverting the youth from the court system, because once they get out of that one label is off of them, which travels with them through housing, through school, through just getting employment. They don't understand the repercussions of having a CORI long term, from financial aid to go to college, to housing, to being eligible, and to getting employment to actually take care of yourself, your family, and get any of these other things.
Nice. What's the website, or how can someone reach you if they want to make a referral?
At ostegahigh.org, www.ostegahigh.org.
And that's the best place for someone to catch you?
Yeah, there's a link on there that says Change the Tracks on the right, and you just click it and it has an enrollment page, has a referral form.
Wow. So, Jumani, we're running out of time. So I want to thank you for coming on the program.
No problem.
I definitely look forward to it. And I wanted to cut in when you're talking about all those trips, because maybe you need a chaperone.
Oh, we do.
So
we need more mentors, so I'll definitely reach out to you.
Just reach out to me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
That concludes our program today. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you've missed any episodes, you can catch them on YouTube. Thank you for watching Community Taking Action. I am your host, Eric Mitchell. Until next time.